Welcome to TRIVI-yeah! I am your host, Dean Felix. This is the podcast where you can learn something new, feel good about the things you already know, and finally book that cruise through the Strait of Hormuz that you've always wanted. Whoa, what are these prices? Okay, maybe next year. First things first, the answer to last episode's bonus question is Dane Cook. What was that question? Well, it had to be a good one if the answer is Dane Cook, right? To find out, all you gotta do is go back, listen to the previous episode. Bonus questions are near the back. If you have returned for another episode of TRIVI, yes. Bless you, my child. Thank you so much for returning. You are the chosen ones. If this is your very first episode of TRIVI-yeah! Well, hey there, good-looking howdy. Why don't you pull up one of them there sitting cows and I'll tell you how this here program works. Oh, not that one. That's Bessie. She's sick. 10 multiple-choice questions coming your way as we travel down that rabbit hole of trivia knowledge. What does that mean? Well, it simply means that each question leads to the question that follows. It has no bearing on how you play the game. So, why do I do it? Well, I had to do something! You guys do not understand the pressure I'm under. My trivia bosses are breathing down my neck. I've gotta move these questions before taxes are due. These questions, by the way, weren't pulled from any old trivia board games, nor were they created by AI. Oh no, I researched and wrote all of them myself. And all I ask in return is, I don't know, maybe a like. Maybe you subscribe to the podcast. Maybe you make a social post about the show. Maybe you give the show 5 stars. Maybe you leave a positive comment. Maybe you pay off my student loans. Look, you don't have to do all those things, right? Just the last one, that's good enough for me. I'm excited about this episode, guys. I really think you're gonna enjoy it. I don't know how hard the questions are in this one. I think they might be easier than normal, but the questions are definitely fun, and the jokes get so dumb in just the best way. I'd love to know what you guys think about this episode. So you can follow me on all the socials at TRIVI-yeah Podcast. You can message me there. You can leave a comment on Spotify, or hey, you could even email me at TRIVI-yeah Podcast@gmail.com. I need a Discord. I need a subreddit. I need to feel the warm touch of another human. Someday I'll have all those things. But for now, it is time to play a little TRIVI-yeah! Right after this. Welcome back to TRIVI-yeah! I'm Dean Felix. So after recording last episode, I felt motivated to dust off my P90X DVDs and give the program another go. Please don't think that I'm looks-maxing. I don't plan on doing any frame mogging or learning what that means. No, I am more interested in staying healthy mentally. And if I get a hot bod in the process, so be it. But really, I want those rock-hard, sexy mental abs. Ooh, yeah. So maybe there's some people out there that, never get depressed, but I'm not one of them. And working out is one of the best things you can do to try to keep depression from creeping in. It releases endorphins, dopamine, and it makes you take naps. Well, maybe that last part is just me. After my first workout, I took a very sexy, very sweaty nap. Bad for my complexion, good for my brain. Look, if you don't take care of your mental health, problems will materialize, and depending on who you are, they can take all sorts of different forms. Some people hurt themselves, some hurt others, some people create podcasts hurting themselves and others, and some people become flat earthers. Dun dun dun. All these different things are fueled by the same motivation, an attempt to exert some kind of control over an uncontrollable world. Now, before you get the wrong impression, you need to know that I love flat earthers. I'm so glad they're here. There's like a bunch of YouTubers and other content creators who argue with flat earthers. That's like their whole thing. And they all take this like mocking tone. They're like, I'm smart and you're dumb. Or they get mad at them. That is lame. So lame. Because they're just trying to exert control over these flat earthers that they can't control. See? Maybe you're not so different after all. And besides, flat earthers, they're harmless. They're harmless. Personally, I would rather hear more about how this flat earth universe is supposed to work. I love fantasy-based fiction. For example, I'm a big fan of Terry Pratchett's Discworld series, which takes place on a flat world that's being carried through space on the back of 4 giant elephants who are standing on the shell of an even more gigantic turtle. These books are satirical comedies with a lot of magic in them, so the rules of physics in that universe, they're very malleable. But I'm curious how a non-magical, realistic, flat Earth would really work. Give me that lore. Okay, if you're a flat earther, I know you're probably not, but if you are, please don't take offense by this, all right? I love you. I find your whole thing fascinating. And yeah, I make jokes, but I can't help it. I'm just really funny. And I'm trying to exert a little control over an uncontrollable world. Yeah, you know, you get it. So I have a couple questions, and I don't want to look this stuff up online because, let's face it, flat earthers, they're terrible storytellers. The online content is inscrutable at best. So email me your answers at TRIVI-yeah@gmail.com. I want to know what goes on underneath the flat earth. How does the bottom side work? People don't seem to ever talk about this. So up here on top of flat earth, gravity is pulling us down to the ground, right? But on the flip side, is gravity also flipped and then pulling upward? Or is gravity still pulling down? And if gravity is still pulling in the same direction, how is the ground not being pulled off from the bottom of flat earth? But if gravity is flipped on the bottom, then what happens on the edges of flat earth? Sideways gravity? Or is all of flat earth just in a constant free fall? And if it is in a free fall, then how come when we jump, we don't just hover in the air forever as we fall with the earth? Or is there just no gravity and all of flat earth is traveling upward, pushing us to the ground? And if that's the case, then how do planes stay in the sky? Okay, I guess that was more than a couple questions. Hey guys, these are important, these questions that I'm asking. Because at the very least, I think they demonstrate how difficult it is to create a fantasy world. There are so many different elements and rules that come into play. It's impossible to define everything and have complete control over this narrative that you're trying to write. Eventually, you're just going to have to go, I don't know, magic, I guess. I suppose I'm okay with it being magic. So, to bring it all back, I think the lesson is that when this world that you live in, here on round Earth, feels like it's completely out of your control, then it's time to work out, or do your best to be at peace with it. Because I think you'll find that any other world you try to create will be just as hard to control as this one. It's time for question one. Time for question one. It's time for question one. Terry Pratchett's Discworld series contains 41 novels. That's a lot. The first one is titled The Color of Magic, which references the fictional eighth color of the spectrum on Discworld called Octarine. Whenever Octarine is present, that's an indication that there is high magic at work. It's described as a fluorescent greenish-yellow-purple, which you can almost imagine. And you'd have to, because on Discworld, Octarine is only visible to wizards and a specific type of animal. Here's a hint. A group of these animals, all glaring at the fictional color Octarine, they could be called a clouder, or a colony, or even a glaring. In the Discworld series, what animals can see the color Octarine? A. Ravens. B. Horses. C. Hippopotamuses. D. Cats. The answer is D. Cats. One of the Discworld novels is The Amazing Maurice and His Educated Rodents, in which Maurice is a cat who gains the ability to speak after eating a rat who could speak, who gained that ability after eating some magical garbage. I'm not sure what specific magical garbage it is that he ate, but if I had to guess, McDonald's? No need for excitement or hullabaloo. It's just question two. Cats can have a little salami as a treat, at least according to the famous meme. And I should have said cats can have little salami if I wanted to be meme accurate, but that would have just confused everyone. This meme started with an article posted in 2017 on a website called meatmenstore.com. Google that at your own risk. meatmenstore.com. Come on. Long before little salami broke through, cats had already established themselves as internet meme darlings. In 2007, a website was launched that focused on sharing meme images of animals, and this website was very popular. It was getting around 2 million page views daily at its peak. I mean, this website had a CEO. A website about memes with a CEO. And you think AI is only coming for our jobs? Okay. The name of this popular website is the same as the text in what is probably the most famous cat meme of all time. A meme which the website creators apparently made themselves. This meme consists of an image of a gray cat with its mouth open, as if it's saying something. Superimposed at the top of the image is bold white lettering in that meme font we're all familiar with. What does this text, that is also the website's name, say? A. I had fun once. It was awful. B. I can has cheeseburger? C. Cash me outside, how about that? D. Look at me. I am the captain now. The answer is B. I can has cheeseburger. Written in LOL speak, or LOL speak, which basically means it's spelled like a child wrote it. icanhas.cheeseburger.com is still operating today, with faithful content creators still churning out those memes. Although the 0 comments on basically every post makes me think they're memeing into the void now. Whoa, hold on, I take that back. Yeah, getting 0 comments on a post doesn't mean anything, right? Question 3. 16-year-old Lionel Sternberger is credited with creating the world's first cheeseburger while working as a fry cook at his dad's sandwich shop in Pasadena, California in 1924. Yes, his name is Sternberger. So Lionel dropped some American cheese onto a sizzling hamburger as an experiment. And eureka! The cheeseburger was invented. There was no Nobel Prize for Chemistry awarded that year, which is a shame. I think Lionel deserved it. However, Willem Einthoven did win the Nobel Prize for Medicine in 1924 for his discovery of a mechanism that went on to help save the lives of many cheeseburger lovers. This mechanism can help diagnose heart attacks and arrhythmias by recording the electrical signals in the heart. For what discovery did Willem Einthoven win the 1924 Nobel Prize for Medicine? Was it A, the electrocardiogram, B, magnetic resonance imaging, C, the defibrillator, or D, the coronary angiogram? The answer is A, the electrocardiogram. ECG or EKG machines can be found in medical offices, hospitals, ambulances, and you've at the very least seen them used on TV with their signature electrodes placed on a patient's chest. Nowadays, your smartwatch might even have electrocardiogram capabilities for when you need to make time in your busy schedule for a heart attack.
Why are we here? Where are we going? Who is behind all of this? What should I get for lunch? What is this question for?
Da-da-da-da-da-da. I am your singing telegram. Bang! This is my favorite joke. Gag from the movie Clue. That's right, we're talking about the movie Clue again. It left an indelible impression on me. Though not as indelible as the impression left on the singer when someone shot the messenger, who was played by Jane Wiedlin. I did not expect you to know that the singing telegram stress was played by Jane Wiedlin. You know Jane Wiedlin, famous musician, singer, songwriter, and probably best known as the rhythm guitarist, backup vocalist, and co-founder of what new wave band from the 80s who told us that they got the beat, they got the beat, they got the beat. Yeah, who got the beat? Was it A, the Bangles, B, Miami Sound Machine, C, Bananarama, D, the Go-Go's? The answer is D, the Go-Go's. The all-female quintet featuring Belinda Carlisle as lead vocalist and Charlotte Caffey on lead guitar topped the Billboard album chart with their debut LP, Beauty and the Beat, in 1981. That album featured 2 of their biggest hits, We Got the Beat, Truth, and Our Lips Are Sealed, Lie.
Hey, fellas, wait till you hear this. Oh my gosh. You don't say. I can't believe it.
What y'all talking about over there?
Nothing. We were just
Talking about question 5.
Well, shoot.
Go-go dancing originated in the 60s as dancers wearing high boots and not much else entertained crowds at nightclubs. It all got started at a bar in Jean-les-Pins in France called the Whiskey A Go-Go, which got its name from the movie Whiskey Galore, based on the British novel of the same name, which was released in France as Whiskey A Go-Go. There have been at least 4 Whiskey A Go-Go's in the United States. The first one ever was in Chicago, and probably the most famous one, much to the chagrin of Chicagoans, is in West Lafayette. West Lafayette? Oh my God. Guys, it's March Madness, and I've got Purdue basketball in the brain. West Hollywood, California, not West Lafayette, Indiana. West Hollywood, California is where the most famous Whiskey A Go-Go in the United States is. This particular Whiskey A Go-Go was known for suspending go-go dancers above the audience in glass cages. Ooh la la. Now best known simply as The Whiskey, this legendary West Hollywood nightclub is located on what famous street? A. Melrose Avenue. B. Hollywood Boulevard. C. Sunset Boulevard. D. Mulholland Drive. The answer is C. Sunset Boulevard. Located on the Sunset Strip and within stumbling distance of both the Viper Room and the Roxy, the Whiskey is still open if you want to go. No more dancers in glass cages, though.
Oh, bro. Bro, this is 6, bro. Bro, did you make this? Oh, bro. Bro, this is so 6. Is this your question? Bro, this question is 6.
If you would like to prove that the Earth is round, just for yourself, as a treat, you can use a sunset. You'll also need a hill and a way to get up it very quickly. You simply wait for the sun to set, race up the hill, see it reappear, and then set again. We're running up that hill to prove the Earth is round. Bang! Once the sun sets, we enter a new period. Twilight. Ooh. Now, if you are a flat earther, you're not gonna believe this. But twilight is divided into 3 separate stages. And you are not going to believe that because they are divided by how many degrees the sun is below the horizon. The first phase is called civil twilight, which lasts until the sun reaches 6 degrees below the horizon. The third and final phase is astronomical twilight, which is from 12 to 18 degrees. But what do we call the second phase of twilight, when the sun is, allegedly, between 6 to 12 degrees below the horizon? Is it A, atmospheric twilight, B, nautical twilight, C, polar twilight, or D, temporal twilight? The answer is B, nautical twilight. They call it nautical because from the end of nautical dusk until the beginning of nautical dawn, sailors cannot use the horizon to navigate because they can no longer see it, putting them in danger of sailing right over the edge. Oh, hey, look, bottom Earth.
Hi, I've got some great news. You just died and gone to question 7.
When measuring distance on water, in the air, and even in space, the nautical mile is the unit of length used. And before my Canadian listeners get all upset about how the metric system is superior, you can relax, because the nautical mile is, well, unofficially in the metric system, kind of. Well, it's not a part of the international system of units, which is what they call the modern metric system. But, I mean, it's got to be for, political reasons, right? Because a nautical mile is exactly 1,852 meters long, which is approximately 1.151 inferior miles long. It's metric. It's metric. Come on, international system of unitarians. Maybe the nautical mile doesn't want to be in your stupid system anyway, right? I mean, you measure temperature in Kelvin, for Pete's sake. Come on, that's ridiculous. The nautical mile is cool. It's even got its own terminology for speed. Speaking of, if you are traveling 1 nautical mile per hour, you are said to be moving at 1 what? A, Mach. B, pulse. C, knot. D, Mach. The answer is C, knot. A length of rope tied into a knot walks into a bar, somehow, and asks the bartender for a drink. The bartender gruffly replies, "Move along, pal. We don't serve knots in here." So the thirsty rope goes back outside disappointed. He thinks for a moment, and then he begins to pull apart the individual strands on both loose ends of his rope body so that the strands are just, sticking out this way and that. After some time, he's finally satisfied with his new look, and he goes right back inside the bar and promptly asks the bartender for a drink. The bartender goes, "Sure thing, buddy. What do you..." Wait a second. His eyes narrow as he looks him up and down. "I know you. Aren't you that knot that I kicked out of here before?" To which the rope replies, "Nope, I'm afraid not."
There we go. That's 20 points, plus I used all my tiles. That's another 50 for 70 points.
It's not a word.
Yes, it is.
It's not a word.
It is a word.
I'll look it up.
Okay.
I'm looking it up.
All right.
I'll show you. I'll show you.
You'll see.
Oh my gosh, here it is. Look. To ask a lot of questions is to questionate.
I told you.
Some people get all twisted into knots when you tell them that the Boy Scouts of America have changed their name to Scouting America. The change happened in 2019 when they changed their policy to allow girls to join. Now you may be wondering, well, what about Girl Scouts of America? Yeah, they already existed, but that is a separate organization. And they don't allow boys, which, gets me all twisted into knots. It isn't fair. I just know they get a discount on those delicious cookies. These workouts are making me hungry. Speaking of knots, troops in Scouting America have to learn how to tie an assortment of basic knots in order to advance in rank. Which of the following knots is not one of those basic knots they have to learn because it is not really a knot? A. Sheepshank. B. Lark's head. C. Hogfather. D. Clove hitch. The answer is C. Hogfather. Not a knot. Hogfather is the title of the 20th Discworld novel by Terry Pratchett. In the Discworld series, the Hogfather is the equivalent of Santa Claus, and in this story he disappears when children begin to lose faith in his existence. So, in his absence, Death fills in for him. Death is such a good character. He's in almost every Discworld book. God, I love these books. They get the highly coveted, official Dean Felix recommendation. Stamp sound effect. The hardest part about being a trivia podcast host isn't coming up with the interesting questions. It's staying hydrated. So when I get thirsty, I always reach for a cool, refreshing glass of Question 9. Not every pig is a hog. In order for a pig to reach hog status, it has to get older and pig out until it gets to be at least 120 pounds. If there's food around, pigs will eat for hours on end. Relatable. And then they'll sleep for hours. Relatable. Pigs are pretty smart, too. Roughly as smart as dogs. Oh yeah, relatable. Pigs can solve mazes, they can recognize themselves in a mirror, they display good long-term memories, and they can even count if they use their toes. I made that last part up. By the way, how many toes does a pig have on each foot? A. 2. B. 3. C. 4. D. 5. The answer is C, 4 toes, but they only walk on 2 of them. By the way, if you've ever said that you're sweating like a pig, don't be so quick to make fun of flat earthers, okay? Because pigs don't really sweat. Pigs barely have any functional sweat glands anywhere except for on their snout. Oh, is that what you meant? That you had a very sweaty nose? Uh-huh, okay. This is why pigs are always wallowing in the mud. It's to cool down. Me, I sweat to cool down, but I still wallow. As a treat.
You must retrieve the relic, for without it we are all doomed. It can be found in the Forbidden Temple in the ancient city of Shun-Ten.
So, that would make this, quest Shun-Ten then, huh?
You know what? Forget the relic. Just leave.
After a golfer shanks a drive, sending their golf ball careening off course toward another group of golfers, they will yell, "4!" as a warning for them to take cover. Though often those golfers will turn in the direction of the sound, giving the incoming golf ball a chance to bean them directly in the forehead. But where did this word 4 come from? No one is really sure. It's just something that golfers have said for centuries now. Though most people believe that the term originated in the same country where the sport of golf was first invented. Hey, what country is golf from anyway? A. France. B. Scotland. C. The Netherlands. D. Portugal. The answer is B. Scotland. Golf's a funny word, right? Kind of sounds like a curse word that someone who didn't know any curse words would say. Golf! That's appropriate for the sport, actually, right? You shank a shot and you go, golf! About 4! Ooh, just being that guy. I'm sorry! What? I said 4! You turned around! Golf me? Golf you, buddy! I get all twisted into knots when I play golf. I've got no control out there, and I am not alone. Right now, I bet the electrocardiograms on multiple golfers' smartwatches are telling them that they need to go to the hospital. 18 holes is just too many, right? It doesn't matter how early I tee off, it's always nautical twilight by the time I finish. And by that time, I'm exhausted, my snout is sweating, I'm seeing octarine, and I'm praying to the almighty Hogfather in the sky that the clubhouse is still open so I can drag my carcass in there and ask, please, can I has cheeseburger? Bonus, 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 bonus question time. How about a hand for the hog, right? Come on, guys. Let's give the hog a hand. How about a hand for the hog? Celebration of Swine. It's also a song from a Broadway musical that debuted in 1985. That is your bonus question. What Broadway musical contains the song, How About a Hand for the Hog? Like every bonus question, there are no multiple choices. There is no countdown timer. If you don't already know the answer to this question, then please feel free to go down your own rabbit hole of trivia knowledge. Or you can join me for next episode where I will have that answer for you at the beginning of the show. And that's it, episode 21 finished. Oh my gosh, 21 episodes? That's insane! How did that happen? Thank you so much for listening. Hey, if you haven't done it already, now's a great time to hit that like button, to subscribe to the podcast, follow me on socials at TRIVI-yeah Podcast, rate 5 stars, leave a comment, do all of those wonderful things that help this podcast continue to grow. I try to get a new episode up every week, but you know what we always say, circumstances, they do be extenuating. But I'm trying my best, and I'm sure you understand, especially when you realize that everything you just heard, including all of the questions, all of the music, all of the interludes, every last bit of it was written and produced by me. I am, of course, your host, Dean Felix. Be best, everyone. Melania documentary is available on Prime. I think I might go watch that now. Gotta find out what makes her tick. You can email the show at triviappodcast@gmail.com. And please remember that TRIVI-yeah is a quality yarn production.